Ahoy, my friends, Ryder here, and welcome back to another Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis video. Today, I am going to be jumping into the new Aerith Limit Break Drop banner. I'm going to be basically just looking over it, checking out the weapon, checking out the costume, and then giving you guys my overall thoughts on the banner, who I think should pull, who I think would benefit from it, and why it might be a good idea to wait for Tifa's banner next week. All right, so that being said, let's jump over to the draw itself. Let's go over to here. The first thing I want to see is the actual weapon animation. So I think it's going to be on the next screen right here. It's a super sick one, guys. I really like the animation. It's really cool. All right, so from there, we saw the animation. It's honestly super cool for a healing animation. I like it a lot. I want to try, oh, there it is. Try on the costume. Let's take a look at it, guys, because I honestly think that this is one of Aerith's best costumes. It does look a little like Halloween vibey, but at the same time, I just feel like it's pretty dang unique. I love the kind of overall like top coat thing, and then it like trails into a longer like cloak underneath. And then you have her like wearing this like kind of silver armor with this little belt. She's got her shorts and her like leggings, and then her boots, which look pretty freaking cool, guys. Not gonna lie, they look really cool. All in all, I mean, she looks amazing, guys. I love the necklace, her hair. She's even got the purple earring going on in there. She's got like the bandana in her hair. And then the weapon itself honestly looks pretty dang cool as well. So for just like aesthetically, I would say this is one of my favorite Aerith costumes. All right, now let's take a look at the nitty gritty of this banner. Okay, so it is a limit break drop banner. It does have a heightened featured rate, which is great. And I think that I love that aspect about this part of the anniversary. I feel like they're crushing it when it comes to the banners. I wish that they would pull through a little bit more when it came to the content. Um, all right, so I'm just going to basically look through this weapon from base 5-star to OB10. All right, so Bahamut Rod at level 120 base 5-star has magic attack 212 and healing 237. It deals 400. It heals for a potency of 42% of healing to all allies and raises physical defense AoE low to mid on the second cast. When HP is 40% or less, it gives +1 ATB gauge range to an ally, excluding self. Interesting. So it's not to all allies. It just says ally, which makes me wonder if when you cast this in manual, I will have to heal and then target someone that's going to get the ATB boost. So that'll be an interesting thing to figure out. As of right now, not quite a big thing, but I wish that this was range all allies for the ATB boost. I feel like that would be really dang solid. It would be so good. Now, looking at the R abilities, boost magic attack to all allies is going to be great no matter what, guys. The fact that it pairs with healing now, because most of these have been DPS based, is definitely a nice way to expand our, armory chest and the different kind of builds that we can make. Now, if we look at the support abilities here, we have magic attack boost at 1, that's 20%. Healing boost, which gives it a single target healing boost plus 20%, which is fantastic. And then it has a first in Ever Crisis Asuna spells target all. So if you're casting like Healing Asuna Fatigue and you put it in this third slot, the Asuna healing amount will go down, but she can fully heal every single person from whatever ailment they have in one go, guys, which is astronomically good, I would say. Very good. And the fact that she can pair this with Kamura, oh my gosh, I cannot get that freaking name like dialed in my head. The Kamura wand, she can, it basically gives her the best of both worlds in a lot of ways. Except for the fact that the physical defense does not go high. That's a little bit of a bummer. So Matt still definitely has an edge. And I will say now, guys, if you have Centipede at OB10, I still think Centipede is going to hold up just fine in tons of content. This weapon is going to not quite be as good as Centipede when it comes to boosting physical defense, especially if you have to take that physical defense from negative into positive. So if you were debuffed, right, like 3 tiers physical defense down, and you needed to take that into the plus range, this weapon is not going to be as good as Centipede, right? However, it does have some good perks. It does open up physical defense AoE all into Aerith's kit. So for those of you guys that prefer to play Aerith as a healer, she now has kind of that range, which is really what makes this weapon super cool, along with the fact that it gives this ATB plus, and this ATB plus gets incrementally better as the weapon gets better, right? So if we're looking at a base 5-star right here, we go to OB6, okay? Magic attack 466, healing goes to 312, right? 54% healing right here. Physical defense is increased mid to mid, all right? So for me, and I will likely pull for this weapon. I think my plan, if you guys are even interested, is my plan is to go to the costume and then wait for Tifa, and then see how far I would want to take Tifa before coming back to Aerith. So I think that this weapon is going to be really, really good the better you get it. But because of that, I think that out of all the weapons in the anniversary so far, this is the most high tier spender weapon. It's the most whale territory weapon, and it's one of those things where it just gets incrementally better as you add OB levels to it the entire time. Now, if you're looking at going for OB6, which I think will still be pretty solid, right? Because the HP required for the ATB gauge to an ally is 70% instead of 40% at OB6, which is a massive difference for getting that extra ATB. Also, the R abilities, magic attack will go to 40, healing will go to 27, which is pretty solid, right? So all in all, a pretty solid weapon. Do I think that this weapon is going to be viable at base 5-star? Not really, honestly. If when it comes to harder content in the game, like for sure, if you're a newer player and you're trying to still catch up in content, this weapon is going to be fantastic. It's going to help you with tons of fights out there, guys. Whether they're summon battles or crisis dungeons, this is going to be a great weapon. But if you're looking to take on the hardest things in the game, is this weapon going to necessarily replace Centipede? I think that in certain instances, you'll use it, you'll prefer its use if you have it OB6. If it's less than OB6, it ain't touching Centipede. It's just not, right? If you have it OB6, there's going to be certain situations where you're going to bring this weapon and that ATB plus is going to be super helpful. However, there's still going to be situations where Matt is still going to be superior just because this weapon does not hit high, all right? So it just depends on the content here, guys. Now, for those of you that are true Aerith fans out there, and I know that you guys exist, Aerith is amazing. She's a very lovely girl. OB10 on this weapon is going to be groundbreakingly good, and that is because when the ATB gauge will proc is going to be at 90% or less HP, meaning that basically every single time she uses this ability, someone's getting an ATB boost. And so she's constantly feeding them more ATB throughout the battle. She's like a miniature haster, and when this weapon is at OB10, it's really going to show how great it actually is, guys. Now, do I think this weapon is worth it to take to OB10? If you have the extra resources, if you're still set up to potentially pull for Tifa afterwards, then yes, by all means, go for it. However, if you are less than 50,000 crystals right now, I highly recommend waiting for Tifa just to see that banner. You can always come back. This is going to be here when Tifa's here, and you can make kind of an overall educated guess on what exactly you need to do in order to build this weapon or even chase it in the first place. So more or less, that is going to be my thoughts on this banner, guys. I am going to do maybe 1 or 2 pulls here, just because it's been kind of fun to do 1 or 2 in each pull video. In my patch update video, I did 3 pulls, got really good luck, and got 2 stamps on each one of them. So really, really solid luck. So I'm going to try and continue that right now. All right, let's see here. And let's go for one of the pulls right here. But yeah, guys, I mean, if you really love Aerith, this is definitely going to be a great weapon. I think in terms for the weapon itself, it's not going to be as valuable pre-OB6. Now, that being said, the costume itself, guys, I think the costume itself is going to be pretty dang good. So I think for most accounts that have the extra crystals, if you're 60K plus right now or 70K plus or 80K plus right now, I think that the costume is going to have its value in the future. So in a lot of ways, I recommend pulling on this banner just to the costume and then waiting from there. But like I said, if you're less than 50,000 crystals right now, most definitely wait for Tifa. My guess is that she is going to be the absolute best one out of the four. She's coming last. They always make the last banner the best one just to like add that extra hype. All right. We're getting off to a good start right here, guys. I mean, like, I don't know. The game just really, hopefully, we'll get some good Aerith luck right here. One. Wait. Okay, red 13. Is that silver collar? I'll take a silver collar. I think that would put me at OB4. I've been trying to get this weapon OB6 for a while. It's a very stubborn weapon. It never wants to drop. All right. Heck yeah. All right. Well, that's two today. All right, sweet. I'm going to go into another pull right here. But yeah, guys, I think that honestly the weapon is a really interesting one, more or less. But I do think that there's really going to be a massive difference with this weapon, with the upper end builds of it and then the lower end builds of it. So if you don't have Centipede, it's definitely a viable replacement, but you would have to get the weapon to OB6, I would say. I wouldn't go for a Centipede replacement if you can't get the weapon past, at least to OB4, right? Because at OB4, that means you're in range of OB6 within a reasonable amount of time. All right? So typically when I pull for a weapon, I'm going for OB4. Let's frickin' go, Cloud. And then once you get it to OB4, it's only a matter of time until you hit OB6. If you're getting it to like OB3, come on, let's go. All right, is that Syringe Rapier? Okay, so no luck on Aerith so far, but we did get, oh no, Unorthodox Raven. Nobody wants that. No, I'm just kidding. I actually really like that weapon. I have it at OB10. All right, so I'm doing one more pull here, guys. Hopefully, it's not even a 2. I didn't get the costume. I'm gonna come back and get the costume in a different video, but hopefully we get some luck right here. I don't want to go too crazy right now as I'm like still fully evaluating if I actually want to continue past the costume at this point in time. And I think that like my better judgment is telling me that it's a better idea to wait, especially after that terrible pull right there. All right, guys. So more or less, that's going to conclude my thoughts on this banner. I tried to give you guys, as much insight into my thoughts on it as far. But, if you guys have any questions that are more, closely related to your own individual accounts, just hit me up in the comments, ask me anything. I'm happy to help you guys at any point in time. I hope that this to pull or not to pull video was helpful to you guys today and that you guys make the right choices out there. And if you do pull, you get amazing luck on that banner. And if you decide to hold off, I wish you guys the best of luck in your discipline and perseverance and waiting for the right thing. That being said, if you guys enjoyed this video today, please don't forget to drop a like, subscribe to the channel for more Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis content. I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.